Mhm. Today, I thought of sharing with you like 8 characteristics of high vibrational souls. Okay, first characteristic is they are honest. They are very honest people. Remember, when I say they are honest people, this is not you take it to an extreme end and just go to an extreme end of honesty. Like this is when I say, like, remember, first of all, high vibrational souls are balanced people. They are neither to this extreme nor to this that extreme. They are very balanced and they are walking in a middle path. That is the first thing I want to share. Before going into anything, they are not living in any extreme. They have a balanced life. And the first characteristic is they are very honest, not only with other people, but also with themselves. They reflect back in their life and they just live a very life of aligned with their intuition, aligned with their conscience. You know, they they are very honest to themselves. They live a life according to their values. So if you take this honesty and the truth, like this goes hand in hand, and truth has a power of its own. That's the truth, like where like when someone, that's why when someone talks, you can feel the energy behind their words because the truth has a power on its own. So people who are who have that honesty, integrity in their life, they have that power or the energy in themselves because they are honest and they have that power. And I remember this quote comes to my mind from Osho, which says that if you are with the truth, you're not alone. The entire universe is with you. Like I can't remember the exact word, something like that. That's why it says that this whole truth has power. So these people are honest and they align their life with these values. First characteristic. Second one is they're living with gratitude. Regardless whether they write a gratitude list or not, they can see through things why something happening in their life. So they are living constant gratitude. Even if something bad happens, they start seeing the good side of it and try to be grateful. For example, you know that like there was this fire uh, situation that happened in USA where there was this natural disaster. And at that time, some people just lost their houses, you know. And at a time like that, how can someone be grateful? Even in a time like that, if the person can see, okay, the chapter ended, this old house is I no longer need to be living in this old house. Now I can move into a new house. And like in that way, if person can see even the good side of what bad happened to their life, they are constantly living in gratitude because they trust the process. They trust the universe. They trust their higher self. They know everything happens for their highest good. So whatever happens in their life, they are living in a life of gratitude, constant thankfulness. They are thanking even to the disasters that happens in their life. Even when they go through a breakup, they can see through why this happens in their life. Because they trust the higher self. They know if it's happening for their highest good. They find that learning or the learning from that situation, and even that they integrate into themselves and move on. So the second thing is they are constantly in gratitude. When someone is constantly in gratitude state, the manifestation in the even the normal life, like in the material life, happens on its own. That's what everyone is like talking about, is how to manifest, how to manifest. Those things happen for these people because they are already high vibrational. Whatever they want to manifest, that happens on its own. Because they are living with this gratitude. That's why they talk in even the law of attraction, gratitude in a very high level. And then the third one is they live a heart-based life. Even if they have a career that is a heart-based life, heart-based career. There are people who have opened their hearts, and you need courage to open your heart because people live mostly frozen hearts. There's just ice in their heart. They need to open it up because why it's frozen is because there's a full of pain, a lot of hurt that happened, and they close down their heart in order to protect themselves. So they need to open up their heart. So these people have opened up their hearts. So they live a life based on their heart, align with their heart. For them to open up their heart, first they need to release that pain. Like anyone who wants to open their heart, you need courage. Sometimes a lot of crying is what you need to open up your heart. Those hurts has to be released from you. You need to forgive yourself. And then the fourth one is they listen to their intuition. So next characteristic is they listen to their intuition. They don't listen to their mind. They live and they direct their life. They go in a direction according to their intuition. Intuition is their teacher. They don't have an external teacher. Even if they have an external teacher, it was guided by your own intuition, which is your own teacher, which is your own higher self. They can hear the intuition. They are connected with their intuition. And when you can hear your intuition, you go align with your own values, you align with your own life, just so connected to your life. The life that you live is so authentic to you. This is not to say that the peace people don't use their mind, of course, but they use it as a tool and they required it. Mostly they live a heart-based life. And then and like and also like they listen to their intuition almost all the time, and that's their guidance. Not anyone external, but their teacher is their own intuition. And the fifth one is they let go of things very fast. For a spiritual person, like for a high vibrational soul, they just constantly, like they can like, just like a story that I shared before in another video, where when you see something, see it and that's it. When you hear something, you hear it and that's it. When you feel something, you feel it and that's it. They live a life of constant letting go, dying into each moment. Psychologically as well as physically, they let go things very fast. For example, when a loved one dies, if a person cries for 10, 15 years, this high vibrational soul could let go within 3 days or 1 week maximum. They cry and they let go and move on. They can let go very, very fast. They die to each moment. And then the next one is they live in their body. Body is a safe place for them to come into. And the opposite side of this is people mostly live in their head, constantly thinking. So they live up here. They don't come down to their body because they don't feel safe to come to their body. There's a lot of repressed emotions in their body. There's a lot of repressed trauma in their body. So they rather would stay in their mind. So when you live in there, when you're living in your mind, you're disconnected with this body. You're disconnected with how you feel and how you're, even what your body wants. When you're disconnected with your body, when you ask your body what it needs, your mind going to answer that because you're disconnected. What your mind wants to the body and what body wants for the body is two different things. Mind always go for the taste and the pleasure, whereas the body wants what it really requires for the nutrition. It knows what's best for the body. So these high vibrational souls live in their body. They're connected with their body. Like opposite side, as I said, is just staying in up there in the air, like, or in the mind. Because most of the things, like, it's just whatever people do is just stimulation to the mind. So they want to just live in their mind. So some fantasy, so they don't need to come to their body. So that's the next characteristic where they live in their body, and that's a safe place for them to stay in. And the seventh one is they are the master of their mind. Whereas the opposite side is the person is a slave to their mind. Even their mind chatter goes on telling things, they don't trust their mind. They use it as a tool whenever they require it. And they are not a slave to the mind. Whatever the mind says, it's just not go with compulsive ways and just try to fulfill what the mind wants. Rather, it is the master. Even if the mind says, like, go do this, go do that, it doesn't do it. You don't do it. The high vibrational people, they just simply listen because they are not a slave to their mind. Whereas if someone is a slave to their mind, like when the mind says, okay, let's order a pizza, you already ordered because you just do what the mind says. So your mind is like puppeting you around, telling do this and just taking you into an extreme level because that's what the mind is good at. Because mind wants to live in extremes, go in this extreme to the other extreme. So remember, they are not the slave to the mind, they are the master. So they don't get it, they don't get puppeted by the mind. They listen and they act according to what needs to be done. They don't act whatever the mind says because they are the masters. And then the next one is they understand, the high vibrational people understand the oneness of this life, that we are all one and connected. So they can see through the other person, that they can see themselves through the other person. They know the other person is themselves. So they know if they do any harm to any of this network, anything, they are harming themselves. So they support to bring the vibrational, even high in this life, and they want to uplift this network, everyone, because they know that uplifting others is uplifting themselves, because they know it's all one and connected. So they act according to that. When they deal with something, they don't try to exploit the other person, knowing that the other person is yourself. So they add enormous value in each of these people's lives, because they know whatever they do in another person is whatever you do to yourself. Because it's all one and connected. Whatever you do it outside to another person, it's going to come back to you. So it's all you. So they know this truth, and that is operating in their background. That's how they deal in their life. That's how they interact with other souls, because they are constantly creating, uplifting this whole network, because they know this entire thing is just one and connected. If they uplift that, they know they also uplift with it. But if they do any damage to it, they know they are harming themselves. So this truth, they have it always in the background. That's how they operate in life. Remember, even though I shared these characteristics, this is not an extreme way of living. This is not to say that, like, let's say if someone cannot live with gratitude always, or like it's not possible. It's not that you try hard to become and go into an extreme. No, these are common characteristics that I say. This is not, I say that someone to get and be very like what you say, like go and be extreme in being honest or being extreme in being gratitude. No, that is not what I say. Remember, the biggest characteristic of a high vibrational soul is balance of life. They are not living in these extremes. They have a middle path that they walk in. So that is what the most important characteristics. Remember, even though I shared character, don't take this one of character and take it into an extreme level. No, that's not what I say, because listen to it very carefully. This is a middle path. A high vibrational soul will live in a balanced way. Whereas that's why the high vibrational souls bring the spiritual and material life and live a more balanced life. So yeah, thank you.